Tenta a pica dos cria. Tenta a pica dos cria.
Bonjour, new moons. I am Josie the Mustang, the Afro-Latina, Regina George of Witches, and you're aligned with the frequency of the Lua Nova podcast. And this is the Friday Frequency. The Friday Frequency are affirmation-only episodes that air twice a month. And sometimes, now I am incorporating this more, there are even journal prompts. So this episode will have both journal prompts and affirmations. There's 3 affirmations and 4 journal prompts that I have come up with for you. And these are related to spring and also the new moon, the energy of the new moon. Now, spring this year in the United States began on March the 20th. So if you're listening to me in another part of the world, then it might not be spring where you're at, and always feel free to come back to this. Also, please forgive the scratchiness in my voice. I don't know if I'm losing my voice. I don't know if I'm getting sick, but I have severe allergies, and where I'm at, it is very windy and dusty, and it's a lot going on. It's too much. So this is also my way of apologizing because you will be hearing some episodes that will be airing this month that don't sound that great. I am not happy with their sound quality because I was testing out a new microphone. That microphone has been returned because essentially I tried to make fetch happen and it just was not it. It was a pink microphone, so I just thought it just has to work because my entire setup is pink. Well, it wasn't compatible and the sound quality was awful. Those episodes were all recorded back to back to back. So I couldn't just go back and delete all of that audio and start all over. I did try to save the quality of the episodes and do the best I could by fixing the audio, but there was only so much I could do. And so those episodes will air as is, but this is also my way of apologizing for the sound quality on those episodes in particular. And I hope that you still stick beside me anyway. Let me pull up these journal prompts. I do have a quick disclaimer for you that I want to read off. Nothing crazy, nothing scary. Just, want to kind of go over some things when it comes to journal prompts and affirmations. I believe in one of my episodes, I have a full on disclaimer that I run, but this one is customized to this particular episode. So one moment, let me pull up that information. Okay, so before we get into today's affirmations and journal prompts, I did want to give you just a gentle reminder that these are tools that you're supposed to use when you actually feel aligned. Not when you're feeling forced. Not when you're like, well, I don't really feel like journaling, but I guess I'll do it. Not when you don't really want to say these affirmations with me, nor are you in the mood for affirmations. You can always come back to this episode at a different time. And there will be, here in the United States, there is a new moon coming up on April the 27th in the sign of Taurus. Okay. So that is a great time to manifest, and Taurus, they understand luxury like no other. So if you are trying to, let's say, manifest a penthouse, this might be a good time to do that, is on April the 27th. So feel free to come back to this episode then. And I want you to keep in mind that affirmations, they are powerful, but only when they're rooted in resonance. So if you're in a space where you're just feeling frustrated, discouraged, or maybe even sort of a heavy energy, trying to repeat affirmations could actually end up causing negative resistance and negative momentum. That's what I meant to say. You don't have to affirm your way out of how you're feeling right now. I want you to feel free to come back to this. And I also want you to focus on regulating your energy and regulating your nervous system. If you just feel more open at a different time, then that's what these are for. Okay. A lot of my episodes are not timed. So come back to them when you're ready. And of course, if you're in another part of the world where it's not spring and you just don't really feel drawn to it, then come back and see me a different time. Okay. And always feel free to check out the Patreon too, because I always have similar types of content there. Okay. And when it comes to journal prompts and affirmations and manifestation, the reason why they work is that they help rewire how we think. They help clarify what our intentions are. They shift our frequency from subconscious reaction to an actual conscious creation. Okay. These are not just cute little tools. So when I hear people say that on TikTok, I think to myself, I can tell you didn't actually do any of the work. I can tell that you're just spewing nonsense that you hear other people say. But if you actually use these tools in the way that they're supposed to be, then you would understand that there's nothing cute or simple about them. Okay. But it is up to you to do the work because you are the alchemist of your own life. These are meant to help you bridge the internal with the external, with aligning your thoughts. That's why I say thank you for aligning with the frequency of the Lua Nova podcast, because you're helping me. So I want to help you. It's all one big circle, not a pyramid, a circle. So when you're feeling grounded, or even if you're just a little bit curious, follow along with me and do me a favor and take a deep breath in and exhale the nonsense. And I'm sorry, let me clarify something. Whenever I say, for instance, that it's the new moon here in the United States, obviously I'm aware that it's the new moon all over the world. However, we do live in different time zones. So the new moon phase at a particular time is not the same all over the world, just like the seasons are not the same all over the world. But yes, obviously we all do have the same moon. So I should have clarified that. But let's get to these affirmations. There's not going to be any background music for the affirmations and the journal prompts, but they are as follows. With each sunrise, I rise into alignment with the life that I am ready to receive. I give my desires room to grow, knowing manifestation is sometimes a gentle unfolding. I release the urgency of control and become a magnet for aligned experiences. And so it is. Here are your 4 journal prompts. What does receiving with ease look and feel like for me this season? What signs or synchronicities have been showing up for me lately, and what might they be affirming? What patterns or beliefs have blocked my manifestations in the past, and how can I rewrite my story this season? What version of myself am I ready to outgrow? And so it is. Obrigada, new moons, for aligning with the frequency of the Lua Nova podcast. If you would like additional affirmations and also a very special series that I did only for Patreon, you can join the Lua Nova Patreon by going to patreon.com/the Lua Nova podcast, or by downloading the Patreon app from your favorite app store and looking up the Lua Nova podcast that way. If you want to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so by going to the Lua Nova website, which is lua-nova.carrd.co. That is also where you can submit your questions if you have questions for me regarding your personal life or just about the show in general, or if you want to follow me on social media. All of that information is right there on the Lua Nova website. And the links for both the Lua Nova website and the Lua Nova Patreon are right there in the show notes for you always. Okay. And if you want to just listen to brand new episodes of Lua Nova, you can do so every single Monday on all major podcast platforms. There's new episodes on Mondays, and twice a month there are new episodes of the Friday Frequency, which are affirmation and journal prompt related episodes for you that I do for you here and there. Okay. They are not on a particular schedule, but they do air on Fridays at least twice a month. And I'll talk to you soon, new moons. Ciao.